Hey everybody, I'm back. And I got some time today. How about that? 8 wins in a row. Every day I feel my Isaac IQ, my IQ if you will, rise slightly. QJ6B JVL1. The sleep, you know, it varies. But I get more and more used to it every single day, which I think makes a demonstrable difference. And I'm feeling like more like a human being every day. Every day that goes by, I get a little bit more human. I am thinking that for now, like I want Book of the Dead, no doubt about it. However, I think we stick with whatever the heck this item is called. I don't know because I only learn the names of items I respect. I'm not so good with names. I'm a face guy, honestly. I don't know what I'm talking about. Either way, we're gonna save this so we can save a little bit on bombs. Bombs are not really in abundance right now. They're not in, you know, dereliction necessarily. It's not like we got 0, but we're on the lower side, of course. So we'll not grab this yet. Hold on. It's like you weren't even listening. Pick up another 7 cents. Pick up another 8 cents. Oh baby, almost. You never know. Alright, now I think we'll get the heck out of town. You don't know, I'm so tempted to use this freaking, I show you the seed? I did, right? I'm so tempted to use this freaking pill, dude. There's just something about it. It's whenever you start with below average everything, which would be a great title for, I don't know, like there are things in my life I started with above average of. Cranial size, no doubt. I'm not saying intellect. I'm saying cranial size. The circumference of my skull, I think, is high. I don't know if that actually provides any demonstrable benefits of any sort, or even if it correlates with some kind of intellect. I doubt it, honestly. Beyond a weak, non-statistically significant correlation with the p-value of under 0.05. Like I said, feeling more like a human being. Talking more like an alien, feeling more like a human being. That's the inverse relationship that I have with my own diction. Alright, really? We got nothing out of Book of the Dead? That doesn't really seem to make sense to me. But, so be it. So how is this run? Well, the range upgrade puts it into pretty not good territory. If we'd gotten an HP upgrade, that finances a deal with the devil. If you get a tears or damage upgrade, that just makes you feel better about the run in general. A range upgrade, honestly, is like, you know, it's completely inert. It's like you get a scratch ticket, and it says, like, play again. I don't know, I probably told this story once on stream before, which would make it one of my rarer stories. I swear to God, though, there was a period of my life, and it was, like, 4th grade, 5th grade. So the way that, like, in the pre-internet era, that's not good damage, that's not good damage. In the pre-internet era, they might still have this, but when you got, like, a soda, to do a contest, you didn't have to put in, like, a code on a website somewhere. Instead, you just peeled a little, like, plastic, circle that was under the cap, and it would say, like, sorry, play again, or something like that. Sometimes you win a free soda. Apparently, sometimes you'd win, you know, like a Toyota Tundra or something like that, although I never saw it happen, and after watching the documentary McMillions about all the scams that went on in the McDonald's monopoly, I'm not fully convinced that it actually happens, but I suppose to some extent, I digress. Regardless, there was a stretch of my life, I would say for 2 to 3 months, where I legitimately won a free drink on every Coca-Cola that I purchased for, like, I don't know. I mean, it was like a whole summer, it felt like. I know I was going into it like, I can't lose. It was getting crazy. Like, at first, you know, I had this idea like, oh, you never win anything on those, and I won one, and I was over the moon. I was like, dude, free Coke, that's amazing. And then I won, like, 6 or 7 more in a row. I'm not being insincere. I promise you this is the honest to goodness truth. Taking starter deck. Strength. 2 strength is actually, like, incredible here. I wouldn't mind a little extra money, but I'm not willing... Oh, that's pretty good. I'm not willing to spend our key on the golden chest, even though I would love to get a bomb. And even some money would probably give us a bomb, but I'm just hoping we can get it naturally here. We got 2 tinted rocks. I have to, as a kid, I thought I just got really lucky. And honestly, that still might be the case. Like, I might have just had highly variant luck. In that moment, clumped variance, if you will. I think what happened more realistically is that probably, like, at the factory, they put a bunch of winning caps on, and then somehow they ended up all going out to, like, the same distribution center. So, like, maybe everybody in my hometown was winning sodas non-stop. I know you're like, they wouldn't do that, but I don't know, man. It was, like... Of course, math existed in 1997, but they might have been a little bit more lackadaisical. You know, all it takes is one long day at the factory, you're working overtime. Hey, Bob, you, resorted all those winning caps, right? Oh, yeah, boss. You know, it happens all the time. I'm sure it happens all the time. Alright, we got Monstro. Honestly, all of my damage-related, woes, they're not completely handled by getting the pencil. But they are very much ameliorated by the pencil acquisition. If I could just get you to land over there, that would be beautiful. Thank you so much. This run's actually shaping up pretty nicely. I wouldn't consider myself like a particularly lucky guy when it comes to sweepstakes. I'm trying to think of other sweepstakes I've won. I've definitely won some in my life. The other one that I can remember clearly is in like 2nd grade. Well, was a little goofy there. In 2nd grade, there was a lunchtime beeswax candle making workshop where you got to make your own candles, and everybody wanted it, so they had to do like a lottery system, and I got selected. And, you know, I went to a pretty rough school. Kids were like, you know, after I got selected, they were like, you better give me your spot for the candle making workshop or else. I'm proud to admit, I went to the candle making workshop. I made a candle. I was not physically intimidated off of my grind, and to this day, the smell of beeswax makes me a little bit nostalgic. You might be saying, NL, you were talking about in like another video that you won a bunch of like guess the jelly bean competitions. Yes, but those are not sweepstakes. Those are skill-based competitions using math and volumetric analysis. That's like, you know, when you get paid at your job, you don't go, you know, thank you, Powerball, you know, unless you work for the Powerball Corporation. In which case, I don't trust you. Anyway, what was I talking about? I don't know. It's a Wednesday here. Can I tell you, I had my first taste of dad energy today, and it was, I don't know, I'm scared of myself. So we had our daughters 1 week from hospital. This is a word that a lot of people don't like. I'm using it not in the medical way, but rather in the release from an institution way. Our daughter was discharged a week ago. Not from the womb, from the hospital. She was discharged from the womb 9 days ago. So we had our 1 week appointment where really you take your baby to the doctor, and then the doctor weighs them and, goes like, what is the poop like? Is it more yellow or yellowish green? And you're like, yellow? And they're like, ooh. And I'm like, I mean yellowish green. She hits you with some trick questions, too. Is it seedy? I go, no. How could it be seedy? She's not eating seeds. She's eating milk. Then she goes, oh, would you describe some of the passage as having small curds in it? And I was like, now you're talking. Yeah, I would say there occasionally are small curd-like seeds. Anyway, so here's the thing. We got a newborn, right? She's 9 days old in 2 hours. We're supposed to be there at 11:30. We did not get there at 11:30, okay? We were in the car on our way there at 11:30. It's only 15 minutes away, and I'm being sincere when I say that. You know I'm an early person. So I say, hey, Kate, you should really call the doctor's office so that they know we're going to be late. She calls them. They go, ooh, let us call you back. And then they canceled our appointment. Now, I want to be clear, this is kind of an everybody sucks here, in my opinion. We were indeed late for our appointment. I can't stress that enough, or we were going to be late. I pride myself on being a punctual person. And, you know, there's kind of an adjustment period with a newborn where you're like, hey, normally with 2 adults, we should probably leave by, like, you know, half an hour in advance. And then you're about to put her in the car seat and you hear, like some diarrhea come out. And you're like, well, what do you want me to do? You want to deal with a stinky baby? You want to deal with a clean baby? So that was what put us a little bit over time. And I acknowledge that we were late, and it's kind of not fair for the doctor, for sure, to have to, you know, deal with that. At the same time, I was also like, this creature has been on the earth for 9 days, and we're 15 minutes late. Seems a little bit egregious to me. So, what did I do? Well, they were like, come back next week. If they had said, come back tomorrow, come back, you know, on Friday, I would have understood. I think that's an appropriate, you know, pill to have to swallow for being a little bit late in that situation. But they said, come back next week. And I said, yeah, we'll come back next week. We'll make an appointment. Made our appointment, immediately got on the horn with a new pediatrician. And I was like, hey, look, I'll level with you. I may have finessed the call a little bit. You know, like in the I think you should leave sketch. Babysitter absolutely fricked us. So mad. I was, you know, I left out some key details. I was like, we were going to have our 1-week appointment with our GP today, our general practitioner. And then she just bumped us. And they were like, oh, that's not good. Normally it would be really hard to get in on such a short basis, but we'll see what we can do. And I was like, yeah, let's go. So we'll see how that works out. But I felt the dad rage rising inside of me. I did. I was like, you know, we have to sit in the... And I know that this is not fair, again, because I hate when people are late. But I would also maybe be like, you know, they did just have a baby 9 days ago and they're 15 minutes late. That's in the tolerant window to me. Number of times, you know, we show up for our doctor's appointment at the right time, and then they go ahead, have a seat. And I say, well, you know, in my head, you know, the appointment's at 1, we're here at 1. We don't get called into the office until 1:40. I don't go, hey, can you just cancel this appointment? I'll be back, hey, no, I'll just be back on Tuesday, okay? No, I don't really, I'm not worried about your schedule. Just have me back on Tuesday. It's your fault. It's your fault that you didn't get me in when you said you were going to get me in. But anyway, so yeah, we, you know, basically, you mess with me, I don't care if I got a searing abdominal pain I need to get checked out. If I'm late for the appointment, guess I'll die. That's my fault. But you mess with the bloodline, you mess with La Familia, we might cut you out of the loop. Someone's not getting invited to the bat mitzvah. I don't even know when a bat mitzvah have. 15? 13? I think I'm getting bat mitzvah and quinceañera confused. We don't do either of those in my family. We do a My Super Sweet 16 where the daughter's like, Daddy, you got me a Porsche. I wanted a Lexus. That doesn't even make any sense. Why would you? I mean, I'm not against Lexus. I'm just saying Porsche is a higher brand. But I don't know. Maybe the cost of ownership is higher as well. Which, you know, sometimes, you know, if you're 16 years old, you know, you might have some kind of like institutional wealth, but you don't have a lot of day-to-day cash for operations. I don't really know. You know, like my family does well for themselves. Don't get me wrong, but they also did not buy me a Porsche when I was 16. I probably got a copy of Madden NFL 2004, and honestly, I was probably freaking stoked, and I'm even more stoked as time goes on, because a lot of people, they're like, happy 16th birthday, now, you know, go mow the lawn. Anyway, so that's been my day so far. I'll tell you, it brings out a different side of you for 2 reasons. One is like, you know, it's your child, right? When it's you, you know, you can weather the slings and arrows of an uncaring society. When it's your child, you're like, what do you mean they don't have vanilla ice cream? You don't have vanilla ice cream? That's my daughter's favorite ice cream flavor is vanilla. What kind of ramshackle operation are you running here, Baskin and/or Robbins? But then the other thing is like, you know, in a normal circumstance, you know, pre-baby, if that happened, I'd be like, oh, whatever. That's my bad. I was a little late. In this one, I was like, you're telling me I was elbow deep in fecal matter for 10 minutes, you know, in a rush, being like, go, 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 just to be told, like, nah, we can't fit you in today anymore. The thing that burned me up even more, and again, I'm assuming that the doctor is not acting in bad faith. I recognize, again, we're late, she's busy, and, you know, moreover, every time, you know, if we're 15 minutes late, then she's got to, you know, maybe stay 15 minutes longer, and that's time taken out of her life, which is not necessarily fair. But I was like, we had to like almost argue with the front desk staff just to get the appointment because they're not really seeing people because of COVID. And I'm like, what do you mean you're too busy? Too busy making telephone calls that are like, have you been outside of the country in the past 7? Anyway. What's the highlight of your past 7? Okay, this is a big moment here. I'm glad we've had this unbridled rage. I do recognize, by the way, you might say, NL, you got some Karen energy. I'm recognizing a little bit of the Karen energy. But what oh, come on. We need this deal with the devil, dude. What I did not do is say, excuse me, can I speak to the doctor right now? I got something to say. What I did instead is went behind her back and set up an appointment with another pediatrician that can get paid out by BC Medical Services plan instead of her. It's called the free market, baby. Get used to it. There's a new dad online. And oh, baby, we're going to have a lot of elective stuff done, let me tell you. All sorts of nutritional consultations. Oh, the billable hours will be through the roof. But I guess you're too busy. Now look at you. You should know your wife kissed me on the cheek on my way in. Now look at you. Shouldn't have had such a sloppy mud pie, Jacob. Anyway, so that had a little bit of righteous and also non-righteous rage, you know, today. But regardless, here we are. It's been a good day, don't get me wrong. You know, we just drove back home and then I was like just hanging out with my daughter on the couch. Conversation was a little one-sided. That's okay. Don't really, I mean, I'm just happy again we got an anecdote. I'm just, like, okay, the Two of Spades is good, don't get me wrong. I've been holding these double strength cards since the second floor, being like, we're gonna get some great use out of these on a deal with the devil. We're about to go down to the freaking Depths 1. We had Krampus and then 2 deals with the devil we missed the odds for, which is fine, you know, a 33 and then a 66% chance. But the stats on this run are not very good. We'd still need a little bit more to kind of take us to the next level. So I'm hoping that this is where we go to the next level. Not here, but I guess on the next floor with the deal with the devil. We want Spirit Heart, we want Nickel. We can't get that other Nickel. I think we'll just reroll all this. Wow. Okay. It's actually pretty good. I mean, it's actually very good. 2 luck upgrades, a bunch of money. Probably more than broke even on keys as well. I think we actually exactly broke even on keys. It's funny though, this run is like really not that much stronger than yesterday's at this point. Oh my god, I don't know what the heck knocked that out of the way. Maybe Farting Baby? Which, by the way, had no idea that was non-fiction until recently. Okay, we like it. We like it enough. I don't think we care about anything else here just yet. So I will say, in terms of, like, you know, it's still hard for me to find a lot of time to get videos done. We're still scrounging. The thing is, I'm back doing anything way earlier than I expected, which is awesome. But just eking out the time where we can. But I will say that I think I'm in a, like, I can no longer blame paternity leave for my Isaac skill not being there. I think we're back at, like, a reasonably decent level of play. And I mean, I don't want to spoil anything for you. Yuck. But, also, been killing it in Fall Guys. Spelunky 2 performing at about the same level, which is to say, novice, but, you know, getting there over time. Managed to sneak in a small stream yesterday too. But like, you know, the stream, it wasn't ill-conceived. It was a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but, you know, it was a good slice of life for why it's a little bit easier to record than it is to stream right now. So, you know, recording an Isaac video, let's say it takes on average about 40 minutes from tail to stem. That's fine. You can make it happen. I tried to stream for 90 minutes. I knew 180 was not possible. What happened over the course of that? I got about 40 minutes uninterrupted. And then, you know, my parents were moving, as mentioned, from their hotel to another accommodation. So they kept texting me and being like, hey, can we drop some stuff off at your place? You know, just for a couple of hours. And I was like, yeah, sure. And then they, like, came over and they dropped the stuff off. And I was like, okay, you know, see you soon. And then Kate was like, the baby pooed, and then I went upstairs, and she was like, I got it already. And I was like, all right. And then she was like, the next time the baby cries, I think you should handle it. And I was like, you know what, that's fair. And then the baby cried about 8 minutes later. So it was like 40 minutes of like, of uninterrupted spelunky banter, and then like, that's where it started to get red-lineable. You know what I mean? I think everybody's... Ooh. I mean, credit card and strength are kind of the same thing, but credit card is a little bit more versatile. We're getting there. Again, you know, first off, it's my pleasure to be able to... to be able to work from home so I can, you know, spend so much time in the rearing aspect of this stuff to begin with. And even just, like, saying that, like, oh, you know... I'm not saying that I resent being asked, don't get me wrong. But I think people are going to be like, he's looking for any excuse to work and not, you know, take care of his child. Because a bunch of the people on the internet, like, have only interfaced with kids when they were a kid. Or, alternatively, you know, maybe, like, they have a sibling that has had a child. And I'll admit, I was in that boat where I was like, you know, they maybe require, like, constant supervision, yes. But constant, like, attention? Not really. Like, she's doing a lot of sleeping. Like, I'll tell you, especially, like, not to be weird about it, but as the father, like, the baby does 3 things, okay? This is an important moment. Let me just look at this first. These are all trash, and I hate you, but I will take some of them. I guess I'll take all of them just to make sure that we still get... Oh, but this isn't even going to give us Deal with the Devil precedent, which actually might be for the best. I do need to see, have we taken a syringe in advance? I don't believe so, so I'm not going to take experimental treatment just because it could carry more of a negative than I'd like to see. Like, if it gave us another tears down, I'd be very unhappy. But yeah, essentially the baby, she poos, she eats, and she sleeps. So when she sleeps, you just need somebody to be there to watch her. I've been doing a bang-up job of that, you know? You just kind of watch her, you look over every 5 minutes, make sure everything's hunky-dory. When she poos, I'm all over it, you know? I'll go up and change that diaper, that's no problem. And honestly, I mean, she's pooing, like, you know, or at least using her diaper, like, 10 times a day right now, right? So that takes up a lot of the fatherly duties. And then for feeding, I'm at a distinct biological disadvantage in that department. So, you know, if anything, I'm actually, like, pushing to be like, hey, you know, I'll bottle feed her a little bit more. That way, you know, my wife can get a little bit more rest and a little bit more, you know, she can take some naps during the day. But, you know, for multiple reasons, sometimes we do end up doing that. And especially, oh, there we go, a good item. Especially, like, at night. When Kate's trying to get a little bit more uninterrupted sleep so she can be ready for the next day. We do end up doing that, but, you know, there's also... I mean, here's the thing. I don't want to get into, like, parenting strategies and stuff like that, because I think that it's a little spicy, and I'm not, like, a developmental, you know, psychologist or behaviorist of any sort, so what do I know? All I'll say is that, you know, we've been strongly... It has been imposed upon us the importance of... healthy breastfeeding habits as long as possible. Now, I'm sure online you could probably find any number of stories or sources that would tell you whatever you wanted to hear for parenting. They would tell you, you know, that, oh, it's fine to do bottle feeding, oh, it's fine to, you know, go to formula right off the bat. There's probably advantages and disadvantages to all of it, but, you know, the way we're doing it right now, I understand. So, if anything... And I know that this is something that a bad actor would say to try to justify themselves in the first place, but you just got to take my word for it, I guess, that that's not what's happening here. If anything, I'm trying to help out more, but, you know, Mother Nature kind of gave Kate and I different caliber weaponry, you know, in our arsenal in that situation. Which, I gotta be fair, like, the worst thing I think I could do is be like, I can't do as much and it sucks. Like, I recognize this leads to me getting a lot more, you know, rest, a lot more free time during the day. There is an element of that, an element of that sucks. But at the same time, there's also, you know, I feel like if somebody has it easier than somebody else, the worst thing that the person who has it easier could do is be like, well, that sucks. You know, I live such a semi-charmed kind of life, I can't even complain. You gotta just be like, you know what? Sure, you got me. My path is easier. Let me know what I can do within reason to even the stakes, and then we'll, you know, we'll figure out the equitability as we move along. I think we prefer strength to the devil. I mean, I'm not trying to get, like, too analytical here. But if we get a deal with the devil, which is low percentage, you know, we got something like a, I mean, like an 11, maybe like a 10.2% chance of a deal with the devil or something like that. Where are you? There you are. Because we got a 33% chance of a deal with the devil, but we also got a 72% chance of that deal with the devil, if it existed, would actually be a deal with the angel, for example. But we could use strength to get a deal for free, but also pay for it with the strength card. As a result, giving us deals with the devil instead of deals with the angel. By the way, can I apologize? I think I just let out like a huge burp. Maybe 30 seconds ago and didn't even realize it. Okay, I apologize for that. Again, you know, this, decorum, civility, they're at a premium right now for sure. But there's no excuse for that. Alright, we're moving on. This run is completely fine. But it still definitely would benefit from a damage upgrade. We're waiting for, like, that... We probably have one killer item, which is Succubus. We're waiting for that second killer item. I mean, we might as well, right? And really, it doesn't even have to be a killer item. If it could just be, like, a tiers upgrade. It's not quite, like, good enough, but it's not horrible. So anyway, yeah, that's what our day's been like so far. It hasn't really been that stressful. It's just been, you know... I mean, I just got mad. I don't get mad very often. I was mad at the doctor, though. And the worst part is, there's, like, a little part of my brain that, like, completely understands. Like childless... Ryan is still in there, and he's like, well, if you didn't want to have your appointment canceled, you shouldn't have been 15 minutes late. And the other part of me is like, I would break down that door just to have my child be seen, you know? It's you know, inside of you there are two wolves. You gotta choose which one to feed. Sometimes Mother Nature chooses for you. I do think doctors have it too easy, though. I don't know if that's the way I want to go with this. But I'm like, there's not a whole lot of other professions, right? Where, like, if somebody... Okay, here's the thing. I'm an early person. Now, I wasn't early today. I'm not going to say it's not my fault, because the infant is not in control of her own schedule, right? We could have just... I mean, we could have just left on time with a dirty diaper and then cleaned it when we got to the doctor's office, I suppose. And then everything would have been hunky-dory, so maybe we'll do that next time. And if she goes, why'd you come in with a dirty diaper? Then I will just give her the link to this video, and then, you know, to be honest, we'll probably have to find a new general practitioner, because she's going to be very offended. And she's a nice lady. She's been a very nice lady for us. It's, in honestly, another large part of my, you know, again, perhaps self-righteous rage has been that over COVID, you know, every single, like, interaction that I've had with a healthcare practitioner, except for when we were in the hospital for the actual delivery, they looked at me like, why are you here? Please leave. You're like a carrier of plague. And I'm like, no, I'm washing my hands. I'm wearing a mask. We're going through a once-in-a-lifetime health event. And they're like, sir, the mother's allowed in. The father can go S his own you-know-what in the parking lot for all I care. So it's like, there's some built-up, like, resentment there for sure. I don't know if there's that many other jobs where if somebody's 15 minutes late for their appointment, they're like, see you next week. Like, I'm trying to I'm sure they exist. But, like, it kind of highlights, like, the balance of power, right? Like, if we needed an electrician to come see something in our house, and they were 15 minutes late, what am I gonna do, you know? I'm not gonna be like, well, this is unacceptable. I'm gonna be like, yeah, come on in. Our lights are off. I feel like, I mean, everybody's gonna be biased on this. I feel like the window for acceptable lateness or earliness is about 15 minutes. I know that that's very, you know, convenient based on that being the exact interval I was off by today. But I think, you know, honestly, I would say, even in a more sober mindset, 10 minutes plus or minus is fair. You know, I, again, don't make a habit of being 10 minutes late. If anything, I make a habit of being like 25 minutes early, which is annoying in its own way. Okay. I do like. I think we're just gonna leave without fighting, though. Like, we just don't have that much damage, which doesn't make me that interested in keeping this rolling. And we'll just bounce. Like, I would be mad if somebody was half an hour late for something. That throws... I mean, even being 5 minutes late can throw your whole day off if you got it, like, really tightly scheduled, right? But I'm like, 10 to 15 minutes, that's right in the window, brother. That's right in the window. Especially when you live in a city. You know, like traffic and train schedules vary a little bit. You know, there are times where getting to this doctor's office takes me, like, 8 minutes. There's times where getting to this doctor's office takes me, like, 38 minutes. Now, you should probably just leave, you know, 40 minutes early every single time. But then you end up sitting in the doctor's office for half an hour after your appointment time anyway, waiting to be seen. So, I don't know. And then, this is a Curb Your Enthusiasm bit. I mean, maybe this is why, out of all the professions, a doctor being so anal about lateness has annoyed me the most. Because, I'm like, you go to the doctor, your appointment's at 1. 12:50, you get there. At 1, they're like, come up to the front. You can check in, fill out these forms you filled out 35 times in the past. You fill out the forms you filled out 35 times in the past. They get you to sit in the waiting room. Then you wait another 10 minutes. I think we'll save this for maybe a deal with the devil. I don't know if that's how that works. You wait for another 10 minutes. They go, Ryan. And then they take you into the observation room. But then the doctor's not even there. And then you just sit on that weird piece of paper on top of the medical bed for like another, you know, who knows how long. I'm not suggesting they're not busy, by the way. I'm not suggesting that they're just doing nothing. But I am like... I mean, I feel like we should schedule doctor's appointments kind of like movie theater times. You know? They don't... When a movie starts at noon, they don't lock the doors to the theater at noon or anything like that. I mean, that would be a safety risk, I think, to begin with. But, you know, they're like, we recognize that movies used to start at 12. But now they have a bunch of Jeep commercials that come on first. And then, you know, let's all go to the lobby. You want to own the movie you're about to watch? That was always an egregious one. And then there's the trailers, and most of the trailers are like, you know, it's coming out in February, it's going to be bad. And then one of the trailers is like, dun, 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 and you're like, oh, that's coming out in December, that's going to be bad. And then the movie starts at like 12:27, right? I think they should prepare doctor's appointments. Like, why couldn't they have done the preamble in that 15-minute period while we were driving there? And then if we miss the trailers for our doctor's appointment, so be it. We'll be like, sorry, that's our bad. We'll get them next time. I'm just saying. Now, I want to be very clear as well. I think that I have opened this analysis up to potential bad actors who will be like, this is why the Canadian healthcare system is yada, yada, yada. I mean, the healthcare system is actually really good. You know, when my doctor, in my opinion, probably without base, disrespected us a little bit by canceling our appointment for what I considered an insufficient reason, we found another doctor, you know, again, for free with the cost of a single phone call, and they're getting us in tomorrow. So, you know, that's pretty sick. I got to go on with my day. Hold on, this is getting a little... Things are getting spicy. We got 24 bombs. We got to use our leverage properly here. This run has become quite anemic. Well, here's what we need. No matter what, Eden's Blessing is getting used on the next room. Whether that's a deal with the devil or Cathedral 1, we don't know yet. Deal with the angel? Okay, we'd probably still use it here just to see. You only get to take one item. You think you can void Eden's Blessing? But do I really want to... Oh, but if I take void, it's not going to void all the others. It's not going to let us get all this other stuff. Hold on. So we use this. Okay, that's Godhead. That's pretty good. Celtic Cross, not so bad. Again, Void does less than you'd think because all these other items are about to disappear. So the Godhead pickup is great, and then I really do think that Holy Grail was probably the next one. I think that was our next best choice. That went really well. Like we actually used our brain to get to get that to work out as best as I felt like we possibly could. Anyway, I actually, like, bear very little ill will to our doctor. I'm just, you know, kind of just overly sensitive, I think, about that kind of stuff. I mean, because here's the thing. At the hospital, they were like, you know, you need to have this 1 week checkup, like, as close to 1 week as possible. So when they're like, hey, come back next week, I was like, hey, how about you come back next week and apologize to me? Now, the enlightened answer is, well, don't be late next time. Yeah, okay, I penciled that one in, all right. I'll do my best to tell my newborn daughter not to crap her pants 30 seconds before we're supposed to be in the car. Or I'll just let her crap all over the leatherette, I suppose. That's right, we got leatherette. Weird flex, but okay. So here's my thinking. This run is not delicate. Like, I know I said it was recently. That was pre-Godhead, pre-ability to fly. We should be fine, but I'm not going to use the Sun card until the next floor. The reason I'm not going to use the Sun card until the next floor is because we can always... we can always bomb our way through on this floor. On the next floor... Nope. Well, yes, I guess. On the next floor, we have to take the shortest distance between 2 points if we don't have the curse that takes away our map, right? So, I think the most important thing for us to do is on this floor, just kind of chill out. Do your darndest, do your best. We got a good luck stat. That's very positive. And again, like, the run is actually... I mean, it's actually gone from, like, better than it looks to worse than it looks. Because Godhead and Succubus are two incredible items. You would think, like, oh, you're in the driver's seat. We're in the driver's seat, but, like, we're driving a piece of crap. No, we're not driving a piece of crap, but it's not a high-performance automobile. Let's just call it a Ford Focus 2015. Surely not, NL, with the busted transmission and everything that they knew about in all their corporate documents, but said we got to get these cars rolling off the line. Toot sweet. Screw our customer. I mean, that's, you know, I'm putting a little bit of my own sauce on that, but you can look at Ford's internal documents if you want to get a little, I mean, I'm putting the whole system on trial today. Anyway, what was I talking about? It's worse than it looks just because our base stats got very little help over the course of this, but obviously Godhead and Succubus also do, like, an amazing job. So credit card is... we got one pretty good use out of credit card. The second one is not good. Like, there's no realistic way we're going to use it unless we get a Joker card. I would rather have 2 Sun cards and use one for mapping and then one for, like, a golden parachute. If things get truly, truly dangerous for us, at least we will have the ability to pop this. We might even pop it right here. Still not playing at the highest possible level. I mean, this is just like a proof of concept. We have Godhead, we have Succubus, and yet still we can't get Isaac to go to his, like, respawn area in one wave. You know, he has to go through 2 waves of attacking. So that's a pretty good proof of, like, you know, the fact that we're behind where I want us to be. That time was different because the pencil actually landed, but... Oh, I get it. That time's different. Your Honor, my client is just built differently. Okay. Give me this. Now, we should still be good. I mean, the thing is, you don't have to use the first one for mapping. You could use 2 of them for HP. Let's see. Let's see how things shake out here. All right. This is really good. I'm going to be honest with you. I think our range stat is good, and I think everything else is trash. So I think that this, even though it came with a damage downgrade, I think that's going to be positive for our DPS. And then Eve's Mascara, I just genuinely don't know. I know that it gives you double damage, half rate of fire. So in theory, it should be kind of like no change to our stats because they all get rebalanced by Libra, of course. But in practice, it might be a slight stats downgrade. Oh my god. It scared me. We got a little baby cameo. Oh, hello. Oh, she do be cooing though. How's she doing? She's doing good. She's fed. Oh, hello, baby. She's burritoed up.
Very close to her birth weight now.
Oh, okay, that's good.
3.74.
Yo, so she's gained a little weight recently. Yo, that's not a surprise considering how much she's feeding. Hello, baby. You come to watch Daddy at the office? Daddy just... It's bring your daughter to work day, yeah. Daddy just got done chewing out your doctor for like half an hour. Who does she think she is, huh? Trying to... Really, like, she should feel bad. She didn't get to see your cute face today. Instead, she probably had to stick an old lady in her butt cheeks with some kind of cortisone shot. Does that sound good to you, baby? Yeah, I didn't think so. I'm telling you, so they say one of the things that you should do with a newborn is like talk to them in kind of like a plain voice as often as possible. It helps develop like their language centers in their brain. I'm not saying she's going to be speaking fluent English in like, 15 minutes or anything like that, but it really seems like we can get two birds stoned at once here by having the baby in the room. Hello, baby. Anyway. So that was our day. It's a relatively anecdote-rich day because it's the first time that any of the three of us have really left our house. Oh, why am I still going this way? In the last week. Well, I did go to the grocery store yesterday. That was pretty exotic for me. I needed to buy some more cold brew. Because I'll just tell you legitimately, so like 3 years ago, let's say, my average coffee consumption was 2 cups a day. Maybe a little on the high side, but nothing too crazy. Last summer, I cut back to like 1 cup a day. I'm on that like four cups a day life this week. It's okay, baby. Don't you worry. We're 2 rooms away from the end. We're going through the baby flowchart after this. The baby will have its pee-pee poo-poo diaper checked. I will, oh, Kate checked the diaper already. I will soothe the baby by picking it up and singing it a song. And then when she's ready to fall asleep, I won't stand in her way. Maybe we could sing that. How do you feel about that one, baby? Only a baby can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and cry. Oh, she likes it. I'll hold on to the wings of a baby. You can really put baby in a lot of songs, and it'll work out totally fine. When are you gonna play Minecraft again? You didn't beat all the optional bosses in Hollow Knight! Oh, she liked that one. She gave me a little smile. Well, this one, it was a little close. Was it too close for comfort? No, I would say it was exactly close enough for comfort. Like a good shave, we leave this one feeling happy. Hey, for now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. We are at 9 wins in a row. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya!